What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Shizzy Mac.
And your girl T Lovely.
And we coming at y'all with another video today. Today's video will be about, it'll be a story time. It's gonna be a story time about me and my experience in jail when I went to prison of 2019, of last year. The worst experience of my life. Don't want to ever go through it again. I'm never going back to jail at all. I guarantee y'all that, like, ever. Like, the worst experience of my life. But before we get into the story time, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, comment on the video, comment down below, or DM us on our Instagrams what pranks y'all want to see, or what story times y'all want to hear about, what mukbangs y'all want to see, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just let us know what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to see from us, because we, you know what I'm saying, we new to this YouTube, and you know what I'm saying, we just want to give y'all, get a family what y'all guys want. But this story time about to be, I don't think it's gonna be that long, but there's a lot that happened during this time of me being locked up, like a lot, like a whole lot. So yeah, man, like I said, I got locked up last year of May 2019. It was the day after Mother's Day. Yeah, the day after Mother's Day, I got locked up. I sold a gun illegally to somebody, which everybody told me to wait, and because a bunch of people wanted to buy it legally from me. It was my gun. It was my gun. I bought from the gun store, and everybody was like, a couple people, like 5 people, told me wait, they was gonna buy it legally, but I was just so in a rush for the money because of bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family come first. And I needed the money for a bill. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Last year got into a little hole, but you know what I'm saying, God helped us out and we bounced back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we back stronger than ever. And I sold the gun to somebody through a mutual friend, and I went to go report the gun stolen. Like, it took me a lot. It took a lot out of me. Like, I thought about it like all that day, all that night after I sold the gun, how I was gonna do it, how I was gonna go and tell the cops about how my gun got how I got rid of the gun. So the next day after Mother's Day, I actually sold the gun the day after Mother's Day, and the day after that Tuesday after Mother's Day is when I went to the police district and reported my gun stolen. So of course I went in there scared to death. I went in there and I basically lied to the cops, to the detectives. I lied to the detectives. I told them that it was 4 men that was at the park. I was shooting around at the basketball court, like playing basketball at the basketball courts, and it was 4 guys up there. And I said that they snatched my book bag and ran with it because I had my gun in there, and I was transporting it from my grandma's house to my house. From the looks on the cops' face, I knew that they wasn't buying it at all. Like, I knew the cops wasn't buying it. They wasn't buying it. So I was trying my best to just hurry up and get them a story, get down the information so I could get out of there. Like, the longer I sat there, the sicker I felt. Like, I felt sick. My anxiety was going through the roof. As you know, I got chronic anxiety. Like, we're gonna get into that story time too, about my anxiety and all that. I got stories for days. But me and the detectives finished talking, and I left. So, like, literally 5 minutes later, they called me back and asked me was I still around. I was going to say no at first, but then something just told me to go tell the truth. Like, yeah, I'm still around. They said they wouldn't need me to come back up there and ask me a couple more questions. You know, they favorite line, ask you a couple more questions. So I went back up to the district, to the police district, and they set me down, and the detective partner came out, and he said, listen, you're in our custody now. And I'm like, why? He said, because that load of bullcrap that you told my partner was a bunch of crap. He was sitting right behind me. I didn't even see him sitting behind me the whole time. So this is the other detective, not the short bald head detective. he sat there and he said, tell me the truth. He said, I know. He said, this gun wasn't stolen. He said, so tell the truth. And me, I broke and I told the truth. That's the type of person I am. I tell the truth. I can't sit there and keep telling a lie. Like, I just can't. That's just something I couldn't do. I couldn't sit there and tell a lie. So I just told them the truth. Like, I sold my gun. They wanted me to give the name who I sold it to. They wanted me to write a statement. I wasn't writing no statement. I wasn't giving them no names and none of that type of stuff. Because for one, I didn't know the person that I sold the gun to. And I know y'all probably gonna be like, yo, you stupid for doing that. But I didn't know the person I was going to selling the gun to. I was just trying to get rid of the gun. I knew him by nickname. That's it. That's all I told them. I knew him by nickname. And they couldn't find him in the system or nothing by the nickname. So, you know what I'm saying? So I really, ain't ratting nobody. I really couldn't tell nothing. So, what happened after that? They kept questioning me, trying to get stuff out of me. And I'm telling them the truth about everything. I sold it to pay a bill. Like, I sold it for my family. I did it for my family. I can't have my family sitting with the lights off, with no gas, no water, no electric. Like, no, that's not the type of man I am. I'm tripping. Everything I do it for my wife and my kids. Like, I do it for my family. So the cops, sat me down, talking to me, interrogating me for damn near 3 hours. I was happy it wasn't no 9 to 12 hours how they usually do, murder, homicide, and all that type of stuff. But yeah, so they questioned me. After they finished questioning me, I told them everything. Of course, they was recording me. Then they stood me up and they said I was under arrest for selling a gun illegally, not having a license to carry, transporting something about transporting from house to house without a license, and selling illegally to a person off the streets that I didn't know. So they held me for, what, 2 days in the district?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the district for 2 days, 48 hours. I was in the district. I couldn't take none of my medicine. Like I said, I'm on medicine for depression and anxiety and panic attacks. So I had no medicine. I take stomach medicine also. Like for my acid reflux, I take Zofran to keep me from throwing up and feeling nauseous. So I didn't have no medicine for 48 hours. And I was feeling it, but I was like just so busy, ready to get home. My bond was $35,000. At first, they wanted my bond to be $50,000 and pay 10% was $5,000. They lowered it down to $35,000 because my prior arrest before this one was when I was juvenile. I had took my dad's gun. Everything that happened with me deals with guns. Like I just love guns. That's just me. Got locked up as a juvenile for a gun. So the judge came on at 6 o'clock in the morning, between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning, and he tried to make my bail $50,000 and 10% of it to get released was $5,000. But my district attorney got it. He said no, we're not going to do that because that's that was his juvenile record. He was 16. He haven't done that in 11 years. So I'm like, right on with that. So I'm thinking he's going to lay lower. It got lowered to $35,000, which 10% of that is $3,500. So I had to pay $3,500 to get out. But at the time, like I said, we was in a hole. Like we had bills and mortgage to catch up on and all this type of stuff. Like we was in a hole big time. So I couldn't get released in the 40 hours. So they transferred me to CFC prison in Philadelphia. But before then, I went to the hospital because I was having chest pains. And I needed my medicine. I knew that my anxiety was messing with me and my panic attacks was about to start coming. And I didn't want to have a seizure or nothing like that from being off my medicine for so long. And no, I'm not a drug addict. I'm not a pill popper. I take my medicine as needed, like at all. I don't want y'all thinking like this nigga YouTuber and he popping pills and all that. Nah, my medicine is legal. I get prescription medicines from my doctors. You can ask my wife, and you can look up my doctors. It's very Philadelphia. Stop playing.
He like that shit.
Stop playing.
I don't play. Yeah, he do. He goes see a psychiatrist, right?
I see a psychiatrist and a therapist.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
I'm playing.
But
Yeah, it's funny.
I got after I left the hospital, they said once I left the holding cell at the district, I was going to jail once I left the hospital. So I left the hospital and went straight to CFCF. Went through the intake. Soon I got there, seeing people I knew. CFCF is just like being on the streets. Like you see people from South Philadelphia, West Philly, North Philly. It was like being on the streets. I just didn't have my medicine, and I wasn't feeling right up to it. I was like, damn, I see familiar faces, but I wasn't up to being happy and just being in jail, and just that's not where I wanted to be. So my grandma and my sisters came to my house and told my wife that I was locked up, and they thought they was playing. My wife thought they was playing. Like, she didn't believe that I was locked up, and they locked me up. They took me away from my family for a month. Like, they took me away. So I was in CFCF. I was in quarantine for 3 days. As quarantine is when you first go to jail, you get no commissary, none of that type of stuff. It's just regular jailhouse stuff. 3 to a room sometimes. But I was lucky enough to have a white guy in my cell. His name was John. Cool white boy. He helped me get through it. He the one that told me, when you the type of medicine that I'm on, when you off it for a while, your withdrawals, one of your withdrawals is hallucination. I started to hallucinate in jail. So I went on for like a week without my medicine, and like a week and a half came, and I was like started tripping. Like I haven't talked to my wife for a week and a half, started tripping or whatever. So last thing I remember before I blacked out was that I'm gonna just give you the last couple things that I remember. I remember sitting at the table, and my man Leek was like, "Hey, shit," he said, "you might as well fix your face, bro, because like you ain't here now, bro. Like no need to walk around with the main mug or that face you having, bro." He said, "Just chill and just rock it out." And I was just like, I wasn't trying to hear it because like I'm like, yo, I don't want to be here. Like I sat there and told them the truth, and I still got locked up. Like I don't get it, but that's the law. That's you know how they treat black men. So they actually didn't care. I told the nurse when I was coming in for the intake that I was on medicine. She must have thought I was somebody that just took pills off the streets, because she acted like she was buying it, but she wasn't buying it at all. I told her that I needed my medicine. I needed to take medicine. Like I couldn't get nothing on quarantine. Nothing. I mean, nothing. I remember trying to call my wife that night when I got to CFCF. Try to call my grandma. Everybody probably thinking like that. He didn't call his mom or dad. I didn't call my dad. My mom is dead, if anybody want to know. Like, my mom passed away in 2014. We'll get into that too later in another story time. But, you know what I'm saying? All I got is my wife and my grandma. Like, that's all I got. It's my wife and my grandma. I didn't call one of my favorite aunts, which is my Aunt Lisa. That's my favorite aunt. Like, I love her lady to death. I didn't call Aunt Lisa either because I really couldn't remember nobody's numbers, honestly, to be honest. I couldn't remember nobody's numbers. But I remember being in the cell with the white boy John. He was a cool white boy. He kind of got me through the week. My first week being on quarantine. I just remember seeing people that I knew just coming in and out of there, and I seen my man Squirt, and he was like, "Yo, Tasha, what you doing in here?" And this when I started hallucinating. Like I remember seeing him, but then I started telling him that my grandma was dead, and when she wasn't dead, he was just like, "Damn, that's crazy." I remember him saying that to me, but I don't know why. What made my mind think that my grandma was dead, which she wasn't. I don't wish death on my grandma whatsoever, like at all. Like never in this lifetime. I remember that. I remember the nasty food that we had on quarantine. Like it's like I swear on quarantine they treat you so bad. That food was so nasty. Like cold, not even hot. Like stuff you don't want to eat. I'm trying to tell you, jail ain't the place to be. It's not fun. It's not a fun experience at all. The last thing I remember is going to an office with a social worker there at the prison, and he was trying to get me to call my grandma, and I'm dialing my grandma's number. I wrote down my grandma's number for him. It was the right number, but then it's like the numbers start scrambling on a paper in front of my eyes. The numbers start scrambling. Like, my mind was playing tricks on me. Like, I was off my medicine. It was too long. I was off my medicine. So the numbers start playing tricks on me. So I start tripping. I'm like, no. Like, this can't be happening. And then my grandma, they got in touch with my grandma. My grandma got on the phone. She said that I said that I said, how you talking to me and you're dead? Like, it was crazy. Like, I told my grandma, how was she talking to me and she's dead? Like, that's what my mind had me thinking, that my grandma was dead. And she said, Chi been worried about you. I'm like, yo, you know, Chi left me for another dude. I was hallucinating. Like, I was out of my mind. I hallucinated me, a bunch of stuff. It's crazy. Like, y'all might think it's funny, but it's crazy. Like, I hallucinated. I had to be in a race to get out of jail. I lost the race. I couldn't get out of jail. I was beefing with one of my mans in jail. The whole block that I was on wanted to jump me. I hallucinated. My wife left me. She was with another man. Had sex with another man. Like, my mother-in-law ain't cared for me. My grandma was dead. My sister was all alone. My daughter was all alone. Of course, my wife had my son with her. And it was just crazy. Like, my mind, like, really, I lost it. Hallucination is something that you don't want to go through. Withdrawals off your medicine is something that you do not want to go off of. I'm trying to tell y'all, it will drive you crazy. It will drive you madness. It's like, if Genjutsu was real, like off an anime, off of Naruto, if Genjutsu was real, that's a Genjutsu. Like, my man Itachi is the best when it comes to Genjutsu. Like, it felt like I was in a Genjutsu. It's like when your mind get played with, and you can really self-destruct. Like, your mind can really, like, you can lose your mind. You really can lose your mind. And I really was losing my mind up there in jail. Like, I was losing my mind. And like I said, last thing I remember is telling my grandma that she was dead. I was on the phone with her, and then I got hot, started sweating, and then next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital 4 days later. And they gave me all this medicine. They didn't want to tell me why I was in the hospital, what made me go to the hospital, how I got to the hospital. I don't remember none of that. I just remember waking up handcuffed to the bed. They said I've been in bed, the hospital bed, for like 4 days. I was given all this medicine. I didn't exactly know what hospital I was in at the time, because I was still out of it. Like, I was out of my mind. I kept asking for my grandma. I kept asking for my wife. I was hallucinating all type of stuff. Like, I seen so much stuff in my hallucination. Like, me and my wife, we had a son that passed away. His name was King. I seen him in my hallucination, but I couldn't see his face. It's like, you know, the saying that they say, like church people say, no man shall see God's face until he crossed over to the other side. And that's what happened to me. Like, I didn't see my son's face. I felt like I heard God's voice. And I'm a strong believer in God, strong believer. I don't care who believes in God or not, but I do. I'm a strong believer in God. I believe in the Holy Ghost, all that. But I flipped my lid. Like, I flipped my lid. I was off my medicine. I flipped my lid. And it was crazy. My anxiety was through the roof. Like, right now, my anxiety going through the roof just thinking about it. It was a crazy situation. Like, I did not want to be there in jail. Like, I did not want to be in jail. I was in a hospital for 5 days. Checked in on the 20th, May 20th, and I got out of there May 25th. Handcuffed to the bed that whole time. Couldn't even get up to pee, to go to the bathroom. They had me handcuffed. And they gave me a jug to pee in while I laid in bed. They had one handcuff, and one leg cuff, so I couldn't get up. And then in the hospital, I was hallucinating. Like, I was still hallucinating, like going crazy. And that really bothered me. Like to this day, it still bothers me. I just don't say nothing. It bothers me. Like, it still bothers me, because the hallucination, it felt so real. Like, I did not want to be living that life in my hallucination. Like, I had nobody but my daughter. That's all I had in my hallucination was my daughter. That's the only person that had my back. Everybody turned their back on me and everything. Being off your medicines, the type of medicine I'm on, is ridiculous. And me, I keep saying the medicine I've been on. I'm prescribed mirtazapine, I take Xanax for my panic attacks, and I take Zofran. And I was off all 3 of them for a whole month. For a whole month. But before the month, it was just that 1 week I was off my pills, and it drove me to insanity almost, basically. And it was hard. It was hard. Because when I went back to jail, when I got out the hospital, I remember I left. They kept coming in asking me that I know the date and the times. Once I started learning the days of the week and what time it was and what day it was and what month it was, who was the president of the United States, and all that. They asked me who was the president of the United States, and it's not Barack Obama. That's not funny, but I was thinking Barack Obama, but I knew it was Donald Trump at the time, and it was like, I don't know. My mind was messed up, huh?
You said that?
I was about to say Barack Obama, but he said, don't say Barack Obama. But then I'm like, Donald Trump. Like, I was coming back too. So when I finally came back too, that's when I got released from the hospital. They had me in chains, shackles. You know what I'm saying? The same stuff that these rappers talk about in they raps, there's what I really was in. I was in shackles, like shackles around my stomach, my ankles, my hands, sat in a wheelchair. And they made me seem like I was a crazy person, and I'm not a crazy person. Excuse me. I may be crazy when it comes to my family or whatever, but I got a hot temper. Don't get me wrong. I can flip my lid real fast. I can go from 0 to 100 real fast. I got a hot temper. I'm not a people's person. That's just me. I'm not a people person. My face always turned up. That's just me. If you don't like it, oh well.
I don't.
Oh well, then don't like it.
Mm-hmm. I gotta hear.
Anyway, that's why you love me.
Oh well.
But you love me.
Oh well.
But you love me.
Oh well.
Whatever. But I got released. And I remember Officer Green, he was good to me, man. Like, he was good to me, yo. He treated me with so much respect. I give him that. And he was one of the correctional officers from the jail. He said, come on, Alexander. He said, come on, man, we got to go. I'm like, all right, cool. And when I got back to the jail, he said, man, you be cool and you be safe. Like, he said, I want you to get out of here. Because he said, you like a good person. As the words came out of his mouth, he said, you like a good person. You look like a good person. And I'm like, thanks, man. I said, hopefully I get out of there. But when I got back, I seen the nurse again, and I told him that I needed to be on my medicine. And that's when I went to Popularity. When I got back, I was on a regular cell block. I went to C31. My jail number, I still remember, 1063816. That was my number. That was me. Inmate 1063816. I went to C13 when I came back. Got in there, seen my man Boogie. I was saying, that's my guy. She jealous of Boogie because Boogie had my back in there through whatever.
Jealous?
That's my guy, like, for life. Like, I owe Boogie, like, big time. Like, he looked out for me in that joint. Like, I was in a cell with a guy named Chris, a Spanish guy or Dominican guy. And this dude was crying one night, man, and woke me up on my sleep. I was so mad. You know how Hispanic people cry. He was just, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up.
Yeah,
hey, ayos míos. I'm like,
you know how Hispanic people cry. Who is that supposed to be?
no, I'm not being racist or anything. I'm talking about how they cry. He was saying ayos míos. And he just kept saying it, and he woke me up and it pissed me off. And I'm like, I gotta get out this cell with this man, yo. This dude keep crying every night. I ain't shed a tear in that joint, like, and I was away from my family, like, who I love way more than this man. I'm like, Boogie came to my cell, like, yo, you coming down to my cot with me, bro. He said, you gotta get out of here with this man, yo. You gotta come down with my hut. Went down to Boogie hut, and it was on from there. Like, I came back too, and I was just like regular Tashon. Like, they had me on medicine now. It wasn't what I was getting. It wasn't what I was taking, but it was equal. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It was equal.
It was equal or whatever, and
I don't know who was taking it.
It was equal.
But he had fun.
It was equal. Mm-hmm. I did start having fun once I came to on population. I did have fun. We got the commissary, got the phone calls, the phones right there, TVs. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So when I finally did get the call home, I called my wife. I called my grandma first, and she was happy to talk to me.
Because he won't call me.
Anyway, I did want him to call you. I did. Give me a kiss. I'm sorry.
You was being mean.
I wasn't baby.
It's
Give me a
okay.
kiss. But anyway, I called my grandma. And she was happy to hear from me. Like, boy, I'm trying to tell you happy. And then when I finally did get to call my wife, oh
like
man.
3-4 weeks
Like,
later.
2.5 weeks later, after I came to, after all that stuff, man, I'm trying to tell you, jail ain't the place to be. I'm trying to tell you, it's not fun to be in jail. I had fun, but it's not a fun place to be. It's not where you want to be at. It embarrassed your image. Like, to me, it embarrassed my image. But I definitely came to, called my wife, and she got mad at me because I told her I was chilling on the block. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying, just chilling on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was chilling on the block. Like, we was chilling on the block. But, well, with the food, me and Boogie, my man Boogie, his name Rob, you know what I'm saying? But his nickname, we call him Book or whatever. He was cool. He told me how to make them jailhouse foods, like what was the potato ball? Oh man, cheese. Man, I'm trying to tell you, bro, the donut with the peanut butter and jelly on it. Oh man, boy, the homemade ramen noodles with the 190-degree water. What? We used to be in that joint eating. Good. Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell you, this experience that I had with jail is something I don't want to go through ever again. I can't be off my medicine. I cannot be off my medicine. Like, I linger myself down from 5 pills a day like I used to take, because I used to my anxiety just messed up so bad. Now I'm down to 2 pills a day as needed. Sometimes I forget to even take it because and I'm saying, keep it under control. But yeah, that was my experience in jail, y'all. It's something that I don't want to ever go through again, like, ever in my life. Like, I can't leave this beautiful woman, like, no more. This is my baby. My baby. This is all me. I love her. Like, I really love my wife. I love my kids even more. I love my grandma. I love my mother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? I love all my family. I can't leave them no more. It's something that I don't want to go through, and I don't want you guys to experience that. So don't do what I did at all. Like, don't lie to the cops. Don't sell no gun illegally. Don't do nothing I did. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want anything bad to happen to you, don't do it. Don't put your life at risk for nothing. Look at me. I got a record now. Like, I got something on my record, like a felony on my record. But now I'm on probation for 2 years. I get off next year, November 24th, 2021. And I'm trying to stay clear of all trouble and any type of trouble. Like, I'm staying clear of it. Leave me alone. Any negative comments that come to these videos, I'm not paying no mind. I'm not getting into it with nobody with no social media gangster. I don't entertain that type of stuff. That's not me. I'm not into it at all. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to stay clear of trouble. I'm on probation for 2 years. I got on probation this past November. I won my case. I got off easy. I didn't do no jail time. I got on probation because of my lawyer. Shout out to Mr. Commenr, Angelo. Well, he's a good lawyer. Look him up. You know what I'm saying? One of Philly's best lawyers. But other than that, y'all, you know what I'm saying? That was my story time. That was me and my experience in jail. Don't want to experience it no more. If you're new to the channel, like I said, subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, give it a fat thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment what you thought, what you think, or ask me any questions you feel like asking about the jail experience. I got more answers and stuff for you. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, you know what I'm saying? It's been real. It's been fun. But I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all.